as I promised, I want to show the secret side behind the Amon Goeth villa. There's any person in the garden. That's why only silence we're walking through the bush to see the other side of the villa of Amon Goeth. That's why there's just we are in the PLASZOW, the former concentration camp. The place for, you see the behind the villa. There's a for 25,000 prisoners, the biggest amount, and just the villa from that side. This is just in silence. Just we watch only the part, but it's just the view as you see on that side. That's why there's always question if the just the Amon Goeth, the shooting from the balcony, the super god, the any YouTuber said is absolutely infeasible. But according my view, point of view, I've got the interview with Nusia Horowitz, and she said that she heard any shooting from the any window. But of course, on that side, as you see, that is the any quarry on that side. The quarry is that direction, and that is absolutely. In that time there were no houses on the right side. That's why it was just unfeasible. That was the making. There's a such form. That's why there's a such connecting the two places. That's why there's a such distance is infeasible. That's why we're walking a little bit to the cliff, and we see from the corner that is the view on the whole camp. And I show you that is just infeasible, that is just any shooting from that place. Of course, now the villa is the private property, and that is infeasible to get inside of the villa. It's the beautiful sunny day on that part. You see, just I am at the edge of cliff and quarry, and the gray house is little visible because it's the leaves that just started putting the leaves, the trees, and just a little left down is the quarry, the old quarry, and new houses that were built here. Just the red houses behind. Very short live stream, 15 minutes. You know, I've got the occasional live streams, not getting greetings. Also, everyone is welcome, of course, and promoting my channel. They give any good propaganda. I show you the swimming pool. That was prepared for the Nazi criminal of PLASZOW, Amon Goeth. He killed over 500 prisoners before breakfast. He couldn't eat breakfast, but before the Jew was shot. That was for me that was called as the Jew sniper from PLASZOW. The whole crimes. He was hanged after processing Kraków, and his ashes were smashed to the Vistula River. Look at this, that corner here I never published. Look at this, the overview on the former concentration camp PLASZOW. 25,000 prisoners, and exactly over there were two former Jewish cemeteries, and there's only, you know, there were over 5,800 concentration camps, ghettos, and only one place with the on the former Jewish graveyards was here in the KL PLASZOW, only 2.5 kilometers from the center of Kraków. We are east from Kraków, but in the city Kraków. There is the second original house, the grey house. At first in the bush we saw the villa, red villa of Amon Goeth, and that was the SS prison with inscriptions even scratched inside, and the former death prison from the SS during. And today that as the new block of flats, there were the Wachkaserne for the Ukrainian guards. There were 25,000 prisoners and over 1,000 auxiliary service, and the completely new houses planted vis-a-vis the former quarry that the Jewish prisoners had to work. Of course, exhausting work. That street was called SS Straße, SS Street, and that street Bergstraße. And here was the so-called the human trains. The women, you know, they were had to, instead of horses, they're towing the trolleys full of stones, 10 hours a day, and then changed. That was the fantasy of Commandant Amon Goeth. He used the own horse for the hunting for Jews, because he couldn't imagine the without the shooting Jews. He get the two dogs, Ralph and Rolf, and taught them to tear the Jews apart. In one moment we stand over a red villa of Commandant Goeth. You could see my other about them. I staying in front of the villa. That's why we got the there's a hard bush, they even hard to get through, and it's the very hard how to get. But he get the own from the dogs kennels here, and the dogs, of course, they got the better food than Jewish prisoners. The Jewish prisoners get the less than 800 calories a day. And look at this, what is here? That is the project of the swimming pool for Amon Goeth. You know, he wanted to organize such 60 meters long swimming pool. They started to dig the water, but there was too much sulfur inside, and they resigned of the digging and creating such water. You know, sugar, illness and disease, and the strong alcohol addicted person. Look at this, a little panoramic view on the Nowa Huta and the highest chimney and chimneys of the stone coal power plant, Łęk, in direction Nowa Huta. Is the little panoramic view on Kraków. And now we're trying to get to the of the former swimming pool. Then you got the imagination house that just imagine how no one is done here. That was the using that there was just other reason for the creating such water tank. You know, in the case of any bombing, that was the like a fire in case of fire, as the fire pond. That's just such reason. We're climbing a little up, you know, I like such exploring, you know, snooping tours. Big thanks, Danny. That was just very short live stream because I'm going to work just with groups on the Segway or so. That's why there's very short streaming, a few minutes. We're getting to the cliff on the other side that I parked my car, and that's why especially for you. You see, it's the jogging area and the place for walking with dogs. The people here, they use discovered the places of the former tombstones. On the other side, you see the tourist group did the sightseeing just on the other side of the PLASZOW. You know, the shape of the camp, a former camp, 80 hectares, is like an open book. You could still discover the old remains. Even here, if I jump down, I discovered like a little step, the rocks. That's why it's still not proper research place from the archaeologists. The first American and Turkish archaeologists discovered something, they started researching, and then from the Minister of Culture has just decided to research place of the former barracks. But still the museum is going to be built. I think is the much better is to visit outside, just walk over that place, contemplating PLASZOW. I'm about only 155 miles from the Ukrainian frontier. I want to only tell that as such they could still repeat, as they're now repeating in the Ukraine, for instance. That is the such man that they felt discuss if there's the just shooting from balcony or not, because they was talking about the murderer that was the super god, and if we admiring and talking about the such skills of him, that is the first step to tell, just we accepting again the such crimes that could happen now in the Ukraine. That's why it's the very, very important, not does just discussing such thing. He committed biggest crimes. There was the hanged in Krakow after official court, and there shouldn't be the figure for any computer games or so things like that. The group, as you see, is the little hard to discover, but I think you see the big tourist group at the edge of the Appellplatz, the roll call ground. over there. That was the every single day roll call. Amon Goeth in person, they organized decimating of prisoners. He got the even special hello Sabaram. They had a special dentist that involved him to research the teeth of the Jewish prisoners, the Polish prisoners too. That's just if there was any gold tooth, and they was ordered immediately to extract. Amon Goeth, they collected a lot of treasure, and other Germans, they robbed the Jews, but not in the such industrial scale. Amon Goeth, they make the industrial scale robbing. He was captured at first with the Nazi Germany court and sent to the prison in Munich, and then they captured by Americans in the SS Bad Tölz and giving to the Polish authorities. That is the unknown fact that he was just the Rudolf Höss was together with him in prison St. Michel in Kraków. The process they took over 2 weeks. The prisoners were invited to that. They got given special tickets even. The last interesting motive, you know, I doing the short fragments from the live stream tours that I did on the Hago, but on that corner we got the trouble with the connection. There was just the you know, streaming is broken. That's why, especially for Haygoers, for my dear followers on the Hago platform, but I encourage you to join, of course, our Hago tours virtual trips on the Hago. Look at this, there's the Jewish cave, and then I think Jewish cave. Das wir sprechen auch Deutsch, aber das ist just the tour in English. And that's the Jews had to build a special shelter in the case of any bombing. That's why there's the Jewish cave, so-called. Look at this. There's just in the cliff. Such thing. It's beautiful was the clean the territory. There was a lot of rubbish before, but now, as you see, the place is beautiful, cleaned on the place. You know, there's a lot of facts connected with that place. I walking from the event place as they prepared for the bridal. There's just the special selected girls were just taking for the pleasure of SS men. There was such a place. Later was just the office of the camp. That's always hard to hear for the Holocaust survivor, the people that suffered. Between them was my uncle, granddad, Aleksander Witowiecki. That's why we don't put that as the sensation, but like a warning, never again. Because such crimes that happened once, they could happen again. I give you from the Museum of Krakow, the beautiful prepared the plan of the camp. That's why you see the Appelplatz, 80 hectares big. We are at that corner. That was the industrial area. Industrial area that is the SS crew and service, and the barracks, over 200 barracks altogether in the whole camp. And even such you know, motifs showing how was so many barracks were there. Look at this. You see even depicted prisoners walking to work. That was the PLASZOW camp, just in the city Kraków, not outside. You could. That was told the PLASZOW was the outside of city Kraków. No, there was just the city Kraków. Dr. Hans Frank, the Nazi governor, they joined that place. To Kraków, to the city Kraków. Behind me, the grey house. Watch my other films, you know, follow my profile, of course, on the Hago, but just you got just the tours, but always only live streamings. There's the tours on the Hago, they are not registered. You could join the tour today on my illuminated tour at 8 p.m. I started in the Słowacki Theater, walking to the main market square. That's why I invite you today to the illuminated Kraków tour on the Hago. You have to register like on the YouTube. This is like a YouTube premium. There's just you could pay tipping, appreciate my effort to talk. That is the, just very important. And I appreciate any support on the tours on the Hego. That's why let's see today on the illuminated tour Kraków. After register, we could meet again. But now I have to finish. There's such short overview Plaszow that is less known from the balcony of Amon Goeth Villa. That was the secret, snooping tour, as I call that. And all the best. Enjoy part of your day, because this for some is the good morning, good evening, or the good night. That's just especially in Asia. That's why all the best to you and yours, and never again. Bye bye. Thank you for joining the short live stream here.